Bits and Bytes! My mustache is gone. But let's Talkujo. First, the plugs. Well, not a plug so much as a stream announcement. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've only been streaming over on twitch.tv/Kakujo once a week rather than 3 times a week. The holidays get crazy for us creatives or content creators. It's they say the most lucrative time of the year for us. I hate saying that because it sounds nasty, you know? Money and stuff. But it's something that we have to observe because January, everyone's broke, ad money revenue is at its lowest, everything, patrons drop like flies. So anyway, I've had to like spend time on just trying to do a push, put out content and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I've made a shirt, or go ahead, screw it, never mind. Just, no, put a link to the video that I actually made about the shirt. There you go. Okay, moving on though. I'm gonna be in an Action Hank tournament. The last one was the World Martial Arts. It's not martial arts, it's racing. I just like Dragon Ball Z. The last one I wasn't in, well, I was in. It's a weird story. I might as well go ahead and clear it up now because there are some things floating around on the internet. I'm Kakujo and I got some rumors about me already. So the last tournament, right? I saw a thread in the forums about it. They were just like fielding interest in it, and I was like, all I typed was it was something like, yeah, I'd totally be down for this. That's all I said. So then time passes, I didn't hear anything about it, it flew out of my mind because why would I, you know, like someone would obviously like say something about it. So then in like last year's like December or something like that, I see the results for the tournament and I'm like, oh, I would have liked to have been in this or whatever, and then I click on the link and I was in it. It said I no-showed. That's the story. No one So I signed up this time and they reached out to me, understandably so, and they were like, well, maybe not understandably so, but they were like, you know, you didn't show up last time, we're inclined to not let you in this time, but the developers of Action Hank were like, you know, we know this guy, you know, because I actually told them, I was like, oh man, I didn't know, no one told me, I didn't know, but so they put in the word for me, and I'm in this time. I didn't no-show. It's gonna be this Saturday, the 12th, Saturday the 12th at
11:05 a.m. PST.
It's a team match. I'm in a match with Burby, or I'm on a team with Burby. We're called Team Zones. I guess that's our name, I don't know, but I'm gonna try to do my best. I'm scared though. Like, I've seen the people who won last time, and I've seen some of the way they play, and it's like, you know how there's a video game, like the Smash Bros, and then there's like, wall teching, wave dashing, perfect pivoting, like they have that in Action Hank. They released a patch kind of recently where they like fixed something. I guess if you had like a turbo button on if you set a controller or a button on your controller to be turbo, when you're going down a slope and then jumping off, I won't get too technical, but you can like, if you press a jump multiple times off that jump or whatever, you get a massive speed boost. So they nerfed that to where you can only press jump like 6 times per second or whatever, but it's still like, and I don't know, man. At first I was like, yeah, I got a chance, you know, I get there eventually, but then we're only going to get like 4 minutes to work on each stage to get the best time we can, and I usually take like an hour to get like rainbow medals, so I feel worse because I'm on a team with someone. So hopefully I can pull it off. I don't know, I'll stream it. Yeah, I'll stream it. It's on my face, right? You've seen it in videos, you've seen it as seen on the YouTubes. How do you feel about it? There's a poll I put up, because I don't know. My stance is that I don't like putting Facecam in exploration games where something new could be at any corner of the screen. You don't want my face there where there could be, oh look, it's a shiny new thing, but it's just my face, you know? So probably never gonna be Facecam in Minecraft or Subnautica or anything like that, any RPG-esque kind of game. But roguelikes, like I'd probably keep it in Nuclear Throne. That was my feeling, but I wasn't even sure if I felt like if it felt like I added anything to it. So anyway, the poll. Do you want to continue to see it? Do you want to not? So far, it's mostly people saying yes or just a Nuclear Throne, so I might stay, but of course, I want to share the poll with the people who are actually watching for sure the videos, so the link's in the description. I can't share the annotation on the screen. YouTube won't let me. I get 1 associated site per channel. That's Kakujomics, my comics. I'd rather push my comics in my polls. You know, why am I explaining this? And now for Bits and Bytes of the Bits and Bytes. I've got 2 packages. This is a meaty Let's Talkujo, but I've kind of put it off for like the last couple weeks. The first thing, I got a letter from B&B Kitsy Fluff. Should I read it? Look at it. It's a lot of stuff. It's the type, its face is quite large. Perhaps maybe it would equal out to like, what, one whole page? Well, let's read. God, I want to read it. I just don't want to, like, you know, tire you guys out. I like it. Okay. Or put up an annotation for, like, the 5 people that don't like happy feelings. Dear Bryan. You know, I'm called that so rarely that it's like, I pause when I hear that name now. I'm always Kakujo or Daddy or Honey. Never Bryan. When I hear the name Bryan, I'm thrown back to like middle school or something. I don't know. Would it be weird to legally change my name to Kakujo? I think I'd have to have like a music career first and then no one would think it was weird. You know, just like the artist formerly known as the middle schooler Bryan. Howdy. I've been meaning to send this for a while, but I've been lazy and otherwise busy. But I've really wanted to send you a letter for a long time now. I'm not all that sure what I want to say really, so I've written this bit by bit whenever I think of something to say. Despite how long I was pledging to you on Patreon, I never asked any questions, so I thought maybe you could read this on Q&A or something? Sorry, this is or something, so I don't know. Maybe just the question part and show the letter itself, since these inks are my favorites and worth show. I agree, look at this! Look at that fancy writing. Like, when I read this, I need to read it with, like, this airy, breathy tone. Eric, I assume you've already put, like, appropriate, like, colonial day. I should be wearing, like, a giant dress and with my hair up and, you know. It's good. That's good handwriting. Show up my handwriting. Ugh. Thought maybe I'd talk about when I first started watching your channel way back when. Though I'm pretty sure I've talked about it a few times before, I just kinda wanted to write it down for the sake of writing it down in ink, I guess. While I don't really recall how I found your comic, I think it was stumbled upon. I do remember that it was the 3rd page of I saw first. I remember it was just strange enough for me to be intrigued, even though it made little sense at the time, but I was 15, still in the lol too random phase. I bookmarked your comic and came back every few weeks, only passively keeping up with it. That's how I do. You know, plant the seeds of Kakujo and suddenly, eventually Feed the Beast hit mainstream. That's the, like, the most popular Minecraft mod pack series. Like, it's like everything. And several kitchen sinks. Feed the Beast hit mainstream with YouTubes, and I followed the trend. I remembered your series was modded, so I went back and binged the whole LP up until that point in about 4 days. I was so into it, I actually skipped doing homework. Heh, oops. I actually failed English from it. I'm filled with several feelings about that. I'll go with flattery. Even right now, I'm rewatching those old videos, and they still are as good as I remember them. I'm gonna keep going, I'm sorry, deal with it. Your videos made my dreary high school experience better every day after school, thanks for that. Speaking of Minecraft, I finally found some screenshots from the first server. Before now, the only things I had left from it was memories. It was the first multiplayer experience I ever had, and since then, I haven't found a group of players that all got along so well. That is so true! Those were good times. I got some in fact, my wallpaper is still, I think it was, Ilbigio. He made a core big building, and it was awesome. I still have that as my wallpaper. It's really good. Kitsy Fluff. P.S. Your voices and characters make you one of the most unique YouTubers out there. I know you'll be super famous one day with millions of subs. Ha! That's super nice. The first time I read that, there was moisture in my eyes, which is saying something because I'm always in front of the computer and so I never blink and my eyes are like a desert. So thank you very much for that. The second package. This one was, I'm quite certain, sent in by Lavelane, so let's open it up. He's the guy who sent me a coffee maker, a straight up coffee maker and coffee last time. Who took my scissors? Gotta just rip off the tape like I'm some dystopian future where all the metal's been mined and there's no more. Ugh. Look at that. I feel like I just ripped off an animal pelt. Ugh, make a blanket out of that, eh? Surprise! Only not, as I'm sure you knew. So happy early Christmas, joyous festivus, etc. I did not find a Christmas sweater I deemed acceptable. Maybe you'll have more luck. Oh, that's referring. Oh! Okay! Nice! Remember how in the video about the shirt? Hey, it's the Bummerman shirt that I talked about making. You can see it. I'm gonna put it on right now. Because, yeah, Shark Robot, they do not send me stuff. You're gonna want to cut past this irk. Don't show them this part. Absolutely fantastic! I'm actually happy with the liberties they took with this. Like, they, for some reason, didn't color the bomb. There was supposed to be like a halftone, you know, the dot thing that makes certain shade. You can basically do like a shading or whatever. And they also made the shadow next to the bomb black rather than using a halftone, but I think it's a little more striking this way. It's a little more bleak, which is kind of what I was going for anyway. I'm fine with the changes. Thank you very much, but there was more to the letter. Hold on. The controller so you don't have to keep pairing back and forth between the 360 and PC. What? In the Q&A, I was whining about needing a Yep! A red controller for Christmas. Fantastic. Yes, now I don't have to... Now, and it's a different color. It's red, so that way my family knows. If you touch this controller and sync it up to the 360, things will happen that you will associate with that color. And lastly, the coffee is coffee. Italian roast, dark. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much for those packages, you guys. If you want to send me packages, there's links in the description for my P.O. box. And then lastly, Lily's not here because she and Tenoria went to something called a library, and I'm left alone, so we haven't done this in a while. I'm still hoping for that Gardevoir, the one that I can't freaking get. Okay, let's just do this, you know, regular style. Whooper? Goomy? I'm so sick of, wait, is that a shiny? No, it was just reflecting off the light. Malamar, I have a billion of those. Baltoy? Bildoom? Unnudes, it's a shiny one. Regiheck. This is not shiny. A Hex Maniac. Look at the details. Can you see the details? Look at those. Oh, look at that. You can even with that, you can just waifu material. Look at that face. Ampharos Spirit Link, like anyone cares, and then Vespa Queen, which I'm kind of okay with, but no! Gardevoirs! It's not gonna happen, is it? If I don't get a Gardevoir, I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna give up on Pokemon. And in my desperation, in my gambling style desperation, I've ignored the Roaring Skies set booster packs that I have, and now I have like 12 of those, and just one more Ancient Origins. So, yeah, that's cool. I guess that's it, though. That's everything. I'm gonna go now. Bye, thanks for watching! It feels so cold up here.